Hello friends, welcome to engineering tutorial. So in the previous video related to data communications and computer networking, we covered the basic concepts related to the various network topologies, and we covered around four topologies: mesh, star, bus, and ring. So in this video we are going to take our discussion forward related to networks, and we'll discuss the various categories of networks that are there. So let us just get started with the categories of network. We will be discussing about local area networks, wide area networks, and metropolitan area networks: LAN, WAN, and MAN. So before that, let us first have a quick look at the basic definition of what a network is. So again, we have already discussed it in the basic concepts related to networks, that it is a set of devices, okay, a group of devices which are called as nodes and are connected to each other by connecting links called as communication links or channels. And the device or node, it can be any hardware component. It can be a desktop, a laptop, a mobile phone, a printer, a scanner, a camera, any hardware component, any combination of hardware and software combined together, it's called as a node. So one of the ways of categorizing a network, mostly networks are categorized in terms of the geographical area or the distance, physical distance that it covers. Okay, so in terms of that, there are mainly two categories. One is the local area network, which is called as LAN, and the other one is wide area network, WAN. Okay, so it is in terms of geographical coverage, network coverage in terms of physical distance, area. And apart from these two, there is another uh, network category which is called as metropolitan area network. So we'll be discussing about these three network categories. Okay, so as I said, the networks in terms of geographical coverage, network coverage, it is of three types: local area network, LAN, wide area network, WAN, and metropolitan area network. So we'll be discussing each of these separately here. So first, local area network. So the local area network, it is a network which consists of devices or nodes, uh, where the geographical coverage uh, is limited to a few kilometers. Okay, few kilometers. For example, in any small campus, let's say educational institution, a college, university, or an office complex, there the network which exists, it is called as local area network. Okay, LAN, because the network coverage is very less, of very few kilometers. So these local area networks are designed to share the hardware and software resources of all the connected devices or nodes. Okay, so these local area networks, we have already discussed about network topologies. This local area network, it is connected using either bus, ring, or star topology. Okay, we have already discussed about these various network topologies in the previous videos, so please, I would recommend you to please watch these videos about network topologies so that you understand it in a better way. So the LANs, the local area networks, use bus, ring, or star topology. Okay. The other features are about the data rates. So the data transmission rates, okay, the rate at which data is transferred in local area networks, it can be from 4 to 16 Mbps to nowadays it is about 100 to 1000 Mbps, the max speed that can go in nowadays the LANs. And another important feature related to local area networks is that the way in which the devices are connected to each other. Okay, it can be through physical connections, that is in the forms of wires and cables. The devices can be connected to each other, or it can be wireless. Okay, it can be wireless. So both wireless and wired LANs are available nowadays. Wireless LANs are more used because of space constraints. So wireless LANs are preferred over wired connections because of space constraints. And the LANs, the local area networks, they are usually privately owned. As I said, the LANs are confined to any single campus, such as a academic institution or an office or anywhere within which ranges up to a few kilometers. Okay, only in that area, specific area, the network coverage exists. So these are some of the features related to local area network. Sorry. So as I said, the local area network, it consists of several devices in a single campus that are connected together. Here is one way of representing the LAN, local area network connection. Here there are 6 computers. It can be anything. It can be a computer, it can be a desktop, laptop, smartphone, anything. So these local LAN connection consisting of 6 computers. The data transmission and reception can take place between these 6 computers, and all of these are connected to the main central hub. Okay, so this is one way of LAN connection, local area network connection, which can be represented for the connection that is generally found in LANs in a single campus. So next network type category in terms of geographical coverage is the wide area network. So as opposed to local area network, the wide area network provides long distance transmission of data. Okay, and by long I mean it covers several thousand kilometers. It can span over a country, a continent, or the whole world. So the wide area network is actually a combination of several networks. Okay, it can include other wide area networks and LANs. So the group of the everything combined together forms a wide area network. So the wide area network also includes the several LAN connections. Okay, so several LANs and WANs combined together form a wide area network. That's why the network coverage is very large, over several thousand kilometers, which can be an entire country, a continent, or a world. Sometimes it can be for a certain state or a district. It can be also like that, but generally it is for an entire country, continent, or the world. Now the wide area networks are generally of two types. Okay, switched WAN or switch wide area network, and point to point wide area network. So the switched WAN, okay, it connects a device or a node which can, let's say for example, if it is a router, it connects it to another local area network or WAN. Okay, so there is intermediate nodes that are present in between two end systems. Okay, so this is an example of a switched WAN. Okay, the end systems or the devices or nodes that are that are connected to each other through various intermediate nodes which operate as switches. For example, let's say this end system and end system. Okay, these two devices are to be connected together, so they can be connected in this way or in this way, anyway. Okay, and these intermediate nodes form a switched WAN connection and they behave as switches, that is either opening or closing the line. Okay, similar to in circuit theory we discussed about switches. Okay, as switches operate in circuit theory, whether they open circuit a terminal or close the terminal, just like that. Okay, so these intermediate nodes, they behave as switches which help in formation of a link, a communication channel to connect two devices. These two switches can connect these two end systems. These four switches can connect these two end systems. These three switches can connect these two end systems. It can be of any type in any direction. Okay, so these switches behave as intermediate nodes, intermediate devices, which help in the formation of a communication link or channel. Now, point to point LAN is involves a single line communication. Okay, so this generally involves connection between a computer or a single device which is connected to the internet service provider with the help of a modem. Okay, the modem can be such as a dial-up line from a telephone that is available or a cable service that we have in our homes. Okay, so the point-to-point WAN is something like this. We have a computer, let's say, and we have to access to the internet services. So what it does is that the computer, with the help of the modem which is connected to it, is linked to the internet service provider with the modem of its own. The internet service provider has the modem of its own. So the two modems form a communication link for the transmission and reception of data. So it is a bidirectional communication. So this is generally a point-to-point WAN which involves two parties, two devices or nodes. One of is generally the computer and the other is the internet service provider. Another one is the metropolitan area network. So the metropolitan area network lies somewhere in between LAN and WAN. So the network coverage in terms of geographical distance in case of MAN is more than that of LAN but less than that of WAN. Okay, it generally operates over a certain specific town or city. It operates in the same way as LAN and WAN does, but the only difference is that the geographical coverage is limited to a certain town or a certain city. So it also connects the various devices, the endpoints, to the other devices with the help of communication links, but the geographical coverage is more than that of a LAN but less than that of a WAN. Okay, so it lies in between LAN and WAN. So the example of a metropolitan area network can be the cable TV services and the telephone network. Okay, those are the examples of the metropolitan area network. Now, another concept that comes into play is the interconnection of networks, which we generally called as internet. The internet, that word essentially means interconnection of networks. In short, internet. Okay, interconnecting networks. So the network categories which we just discussed, the local area networks, the wide area networks, the metropolitan area networks, they are not isolated. Okay, they are not separate. Okay, they do not operate in isolation. They're all combined. They're all connected to each other in one way or the other. So all of these networks combined together form an interconnection of networks which is called as the internet. Okay, so the as I said, the wide area network consists of several LANs and MANs. Okay, the wide area network consists of several LANs and MANs. Similarly, the metropolitan area network consists of several other LANs. So each one is a subcategory of the other. Okay, first of the highest order is the WAN, wide area network, which is a group of LANs and MANs. Similarly, the metropolitan area network is a group of other LANs, and LANs they operate over a single geographical area which is limited to several kilometers, and they are the lowest order in terms of geographical area. So all of these networks, when they are joined together, when they are combined together, they form the internet. Okay, several networks connected together, interconnected together. Okay, so this interconnection of networks is what we call the internet. So here we are just discussing it in short, because I just wanted to give you an introductory viewpoint related to all of these concepts. We'll discuss about them in detail in the upcoming videos. So this is all about the various network categories. Okay, LAN, WAN, and MAN, and we discussed only the basic introductory concepts. We have not gone into it in detail. Okay, just it is the basics. So we'll discuss more uh, in detail about it in future videos. So I hope you like this video, and please subscribe my channel Engineering Tutorial for more such videos related to electrical, electronics, instrumentation and communication engineering. Have a great day. Thank you very much.